Off the Shelf with Christine and Katie. For those of you who may not know, historical fiction is a genre that uses real historical events and places as the setting for a fictional story, and it includes realistic people too. Some subgenres of this could be alternative timelines as well as historical fiction.
These novels offer readers an opportunity to learn about different events and how people responded to their environment in the past.
So if this is your favorite genre or something that you're looking to get into, this video is for you, because we are going to go over some of the most anticipated historical fiction releases of 2025 so far.
So settle in, and as always, grab a cup of your favorite beverage or a snack and enjoy these recommendations. Feel free to read them now or add them to your TBR for the future. And as always, if you enjoyed these picks, feel free to write in the comments if you have any other recommendations for us. Trust me, we always need more. And as always, if you wish to be notified of new videos, be sure to like and subscribe below and hit that bell.
Thank you. So Katie, why don't you get started with some releases that are coming out in January?
Great. So the first one coming out in January is probably already out by now, but it's called The Stolen Queen by Fiona Davis. And it's about a costly Egyptian relic was stolen during the Met Gala in 1978. Met curator Charlotte Cross and her assistant Annie go on a journey to Egypt, must be nice, to retrieve the relic, where Charlotte must confront certain things about her past.
Next up, we have The Lotus Shoes by Jane Yang. And this is set in 1800s China, where tightly bound feet called golden lilies are the mark of an honorable woman and are very prized. And this is the tale of two women from opposite sides of society and their friendship that ensues. It's perfect for fans of Snowflower and The Secret Fan by Lisa C.
I know people love her. Okay, and so remember, Barbie was a really big hit last year, so this book is right on time with Let's Call Her Barbie by Renee Rosen. And it's about examining the themes of ambition, identity, feminism, and the societal roles of women in the mid-20th century. This novel tells the tale of businesswoman Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie, and the enduring legacy that she created.
Interesting. And next up, we have The Life of Herod the Great by Zora Neale Hurston. This is a novel about the life of Judean king Herod in the 1st century BCE, who was a close friend of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. It explores his life both as a political strategist and a devoted family man. So now we're going to move on to some February releases.
Alrighty, and this author, I know she's very popular. Her newest one out in February is Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher. And it's set in 1999. Harlem Rhapsody is a historical fiction novel about Jessie Redmond Fawcett, the first Black woman to serve as the literary editor of The Crisis, the NAACP's official publication. And this is from the and she also wrote really great books such as The Personal Librarian and The First Ladies. Yeah. Okay. And one that I'm looking forward to next.
The Other March Sisters by Linda Epstein. Have you ever wondered what Little Woman would have been like if Jo wasn't the character who took center stage?
I have.
In The Other March Sisters, Linda Epstein focuses on the other March siblings and gives us an opportunity to get to know them as well.
And on to another great author. This is her newest book, The Queens of Crime by Marie Benedict. And this novel is set in 1930s London and features 5 renowned female crime authors. You might have heard of some of these, such as Dorothy L. Sayers, Agatha Christie you might have heard of, Nao Marsh, Marjorie Allingham, and Baroness Emma Ortsey, who form a secret society to prove their worth in a male-dominated literary world. And still we know some of them to this day.
And then we have Last Twilight in Paris by Pam Jenoff. This historical fiction novel is set during and after World War II, intertwining the lives of 2 women, Helene and Louise, against the backdrop of Nazi-occupied Paris and post-war London.
And now for some March titles. The first one we have to recommend is called The Story She Left Behind by Patty Callahan. And in 1927, Southern Carolina, Claire's famous author mother mysteriously disappeared. Years later, she embarks on a search for answers in England, inspired by a true literary mystery.
Then we have The Girl from Greenwich Street by Lauren Willig. This is based on the true story of the murder of Elma Sands in 1799 and the first U.S. murder trial of Levi Weeks, who was defended by Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton.
You might know them.
It's part mystery, part thriller, and part true crime.
So if that's your thing,
historical fiction.
Check it out. And the next one we have to recommend is called Theft by Abdul Razak Gurna. And this is set in Tanzania and Zanzibar at the turn of the 20th century. This novel follows the coming age of 3 youths as they navigate the changing societal and economic landscape. Sounds really interesting.
Then we have The Antidote by Karen Russell. Set in a small Nebraska town after the destructive 1935 Black Sunday dust storm, we have 4 outcasts, a prairie witch, her apprentice, a wheat farmer, and a photographer who offer the town a radical vision of their future. This features a camera that reveals both the past and future, so this historical fiction has fantasy elements as well.
Really interesting. Okay, and the next one I recommend from an author you might have heard of. This is Far From Home by Danielle Steele. And Ariel is half French, half German woman who was taken from Paris during World War II for her safety. Unable to contact her children in Germany, Ariel assumes a new identity and goes into hiding in a small village in Normandy.
Then we have The Jackal's Mistress by Chris Bogelli. This takes place in Virginia in 1864, and the wife of a missing Confederate soldier discovers a wounded Yankee officer and nurses him back to health. It's dubbed a Civil War Romeo and Juliet, and it is actually based on a real-life friendship that formed across these enemy lines.
Nice. And then I always recommend is from an author we've mentioned before. This is 6 Days in Bombay by Alka Yoshi. And in late 1930s Bombay, Mira, a renowned painter, is admitted to the hospital and forms a relationship with Sona. When Mira dies under mysterious circumstances, Sona is a suspect and travels across Europe to clear her name. Inspired by the life of the painter Amira Shirajil, the Frida Kahlo of India.
And going into April, we have The World's Fair Quilt by Jennifer Chiabaneri. This latest addition to the Elm Creek Quilt series tells the tale of a quilt that was entered in the 1933 Chicago World's Fair. Now in need of repair, Sylvia is reluctant to lend the quilt to the Historical Society exhibit, but as she repairs the quilt and traces its story, she discovers a very rich history.
Nice. Okay, and next is from an author that me and Christine really love. This is The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner. And alternating between the present and the 1800s, this novel tells the story of a nautical archaeologist investigating shipwrecks along the Amalfi Coast, which is known for unexplained storms and oceanic disturbances. The best way to start a story.
Then we have The Book Club for Troublesome Women by Marie Bostwick. It's set in 1963 suburbia. Margaret Ryan is the typical housewife. She never meant to start a book club or start a feminist revolution, for that matter.
You know.
It's a humorous, thought-provoking journey through one pivotal and tumultuous American year, and it is good for fans who liked lessons in chemistry.
Okay, and then a few for May. And our first recommendation is My Name is Amelia Deval by Isabella Allende. And born in 1866, San Francisco Amelia is abandoned by her Chilean aristocratic father. She grows up a journalist who's given the chance to cover the Chilean Civil War. There she embarks on a journey to uncover the truth about her past and her father. The next one as well is The Martha's Vineyard Beach and Book Club by Martha Hall Kelly. And it's about 2 sisters living on Martha's Vineyard during World War II, find hope and power in storytelling when they start a wartime book club for women.
Another book club.
Yes.
Next up we have The Cardinal by Alison Ware. And Cardinal Thomas Wolsey rose from humble beginnings to becoming Henry VIII's chief advisor and close friend. That is, until the king charged him with treason. This novel tells the story of Wolsey the man, his incredible rise to power, and his tragic fall.
Okay, and some summer releases. And our first recommendation is The Stolen Life of Colette Marceau by Kristen Harnell. And set in 1940s Paris, this novel tells the story of Colette Marceau, a jewel thief who seeks to learn the truth about her sister's murder and in the process confronts her own past.
Then we have The Bewitching by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is a blend of historical fiction and suspense horror. It's told in alternating timelines, present day and early 1900s Massachusetts and Mexico. Minerva is researching the life of horror author Beatrice Tremblay, and she discovers that one of her tales is based on a true story. She feels that the same force may be haunting her now and embarks in a battle of witchcraft and magic.
Silvia Moreno Garcia writes beautifully, so I highly recommend it. Okay, and And the next one that is coming out is The Lies They Told by Ellen Marie Wiseman. And in rural 1930s Virginia, a young immigrant mother fights for her dignity and those who she loves against America's rising eugenics movement.
Next up, we have The Tilting House by Ivani Lemazers. Two estranged sisters with a past as complicated as their present, as it always is, reunite in 1990s Cuba to confront the riddle of family amidst the scars of political upheaval. Spanning 2 countries and 3 decades, this novel explores themes of family loyalty and the effects of losing both mother and motherland.
Okay, and the first one coming out in October is called Under the Full and Crescent Moon by Amir Hassan. And this is about a young woman realizes her power and place in the world while defending her city from zealotry in a battle of words and beliefs during the Islamic Golden Age.
Next up, we have The Boleyn Trader by Philippa Gregory, who you may recognize from her series about the Tudor family.
Very good.
Set in the 16th century England, this novel tells the story of Anne Boleyn's sister-in-law, the lady-in-waiting Jane Boleyn. She allegedly played a key role in Henry VIII's 1536 execution of her husband George and Henry's wife Anne, as it was her evidence that condemned them both.
That's a tragic story. And then here are a few other titles that we were excited about that we just wanted to mention that are also coming out this year. Our first recommendation is Ace Marvel Spy by Jenny Walsh, which came out on January 14th. Junie by Erin Crosby Eckstein, which is coming out this month in February. A Map to Paradise by Susan Meisner, which is coming out in March. This is a great title. The Boxcar Librarian by Brianna Labuskis, and which is coming out in March. And the last one is One Good Thing by Georgia Hunter, which is also coming out in March.
We hope you enjoyed these picks. Please note in the comment field below if you have any other historical fiction novels that you can't wait to read this year. Until next time, happy reading.
Take care.